Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, I want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through His only begotten Son, Yahushai, for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere, brothers and sisters, man, was edified by this word. And the name of the lesson is going to be called Deuteronomy 28:68, Revealed Our Fate Today. Recognize the prison yard and the tall gates. Okay. Before I get into this word, we had church today. We got back together to fellowship, me and the elder and his son and his right hand man. We all got together to do what we do. And every once in a while we have it's times where the spirit will take us in a different direction. So as we got ready to prepare the word, the spirit shifted into a different direction. So we had, church unrecorded church because what we were set up to talk about, we went totally away from that. The spirit took us in a total different direction. So, that word was not recorded. It wasn't meant to record. It wasn't meant to be recorded. So what I wanted to do was still bring you the original planned word that was going to come out this week, man. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters, man, is edified by this word. But again, the name of the lesson is called Deuteronomy 28:68, Revealed Our Fate Today. Recognize the prison yard and the tall gates, man. Yeah. When you look at the world that we living in, for those who don't know, especially if you're a person of color, particular, the world that we live in is a huge prison. Okay? We live in a huge prison without seeing the bar cells and without seeing the bars. If you take away the bars that you see on the screen, the cell blocks, and the guards and the wardens, if you take that out of the equation, we're living in a huge prison. And you have individuals out here under delusional freedom, okay? Which means you got individuals out here doing whatever, going wherever, whenever, with no restraints or no limitations. I mean, you are pretty much free to do whatever you want. At least you're under the illusion that you can go wherever, do whatever, without restraints or limitations. But at the end of the day, you are living in a huge prison. You see? So in this word, man, I hope you put your brain on it, man, because you still in prison with a fake recess pass every day, man. Yeah. Every day that you get to wake up and go out into the world, whether it's work or go out and do whatever you want to do, yeah, you seem like you're free. See, people think prison is just a building where people are locked up behind bars and they're going to be there for a particular amount of time. Well, guess what? Prison ain't just a building. Prison is also a mind state. Prison is also literal sense. You see, we are in captivity, which is symbolic to being prisoners of a prison. And that's where we at today. You see, my goal is hopefully for you to get a free state of mind. That's the goal. Because once again, we are slaves on this plantation. And don't ever get it twisted. You got all these rich individuals, rappers, athletes, entertainers. All they are is rich Negroes that are slaves. That's all they are. You see? And we must keep in mind what we're dealing with here. Okay? The world that we live in is a huge prison. We get a fake recess pass every day to get out to do whatever we want to do, and then we go home. When you go home for the end of the day, you back in prison. You see, you wake up, whether you go to work, whether you going shopping, whatever it is you want to do in life, it seems like you're free. It seems as though you can do whatever you want to do. And then when you get home for the night, you're in for the night, right? That's just like your recess pass. You returning back to prison, because prison ain't just the home you live in. The society that you in, the world that you in, is a prison yard, man. Yeah. Only difference is you don't see no bars, cell blocks, and guards, and there's no warden constantly telling you what to do. But we are living in a huge prison, man. Yeah. In Lamentations 1:5, it says, her adversaries are the chiefs. Her enemies prosper, for the Lord have afflicted her for the multitude of her transgression. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy. The her is it talking about is the Israelites, man. It says her adversaries, her oppressors, are the chief, are the heads, are the masters. You see? Her enemies, which are those that's hostile towards you, will prosper. They'll be the ones that's at rest and be at ease. We not at rest. We not at ease. But we walking around like we got freedom. We walking around like we at rest. We walking around like we at peace. But we are being oppressed. We are prisoners, man, in this world. It says, for the Lord, who we know as Yahweh, have afflicted her, have afflicted Israel, have afflicted the Israelites, have given them the vexation and grief of spirit. For the multitude of her transgressions, the children of Israel rebellion against the Lord. That's why we're in prison, man. It says her children are gone into captivity, meaning that we are prisoners before the enemy. Yeah, man. It's cold-blooded, man. Like I said, you might have $1 million. You might have $1 billion. You just a dude. You still a slave. You $1 million slave or $1 billion slave. You still a slave, man. Yeah. I'm not saying it. The Bible is telling you you're a slave, living in a huge prison. This is us on the screen. This is us, man. So put your brain on it, get your mind right, man. Understand, you ain't free as you think you are. We are slaves, man. How is it that you got $100 million and you still have to bow down to massa? And you $100 million dude, and you still got to bow down to massa? Jay-Z is almost a billionaire. He don't call no shots. When it come to Elvis, he's a slave with money given by Elvis. Don't ever get it twisted, man. You rappers out here selling your soul for this money, being a slave to Satan, being a slave to Elvis, man. The world that we living in is a huge prison system. Y'all out here doing whatever y'all want to do, going wherever you want to go, because it ain't no restraints, because there ain't no limitations on what you do. You thinking you free. Nah, what's happening is you have a fake recess pass every day that allow you to get out and do whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, when you shut it down, you just reporting back to prison, to your prison customs. You see? Yeah. It's cold-blooded, man. The world tell you what to do. The world even run your marriage, man. The world run your relationship. The world run your kids. All of that. So you ain't free. How is it that the world determines what dispute, if you have with your woman, what needs to happen, or a dispute you have with your kids, they tell you what's going to happen, or this and that? When you sign that contract, whether it's an NBA contract or a rap contract, All you doing is going into the master's locker, grabbing a noose, putting it around your neck and saying, where do I hang myself at? It's contracts for a reason. Whether it's a job, whether it's a shoe deal, a movie deal, whatever it is, a rap deal, whatever it is, man, a business deal. That contract is just confirmation that you are a slave to massa, man. Y'all better put your brain on it, man, and wake up and get out of this delusional freedom that y'all think y'all got, man. To be continued, man. What's the name of the word again? Deuteronomy 28:68 reveal our fate today. Recognize the prison yard and the tall gates, man. And in Deuteronomy 28:68, it's part of the curses for the Israelites. And the main thing I want you to get out of Deuteronomy 28:68, it says what? It talked about us being sold as slaves. And that's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what happened then. And that's exactly what's happening now. We were sold as slaves, and we still slaves today. Whether you got $1 million in your pocket or $1 billion in your pocket, you still a slave, man. And don't ever get it twisted.